Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning in to another exclusive interview on WTUR, The Source, live from Upland, Indiana. My name is Caleb Joshua Heffron, and I'll be your host. And we have a very special music artist with us today for our exclusive interview series. I would like to introduce Karis Price to the desk and to the show. Karis, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for coming on. We're very excited to have you here. Now, could you tell us a little bit about why on earth you even here at Taylor in the first place, blessing us with your musical talent?
So I am with a music program called CMC Nashville. We are currently doing our final exam for our semester, which is going on a tour. So this is our second stop on our tour. We were just in Illinois yesterday. We have 4 shows this week. So yeah, we're here playing at Taylor University tonight.
Nice. That is awesome. Now, I am curious, if your final is going on a tour, I bet for some people that's like the dream to be able to go on tour. And for other people's, it's terrifying to have to go on a tour. What is it for you? How has this experience been so far?
It's been really exciting. It feels like living the dream. There are definitely parts of it that are difficult and like not what I expected, but it's all really just an incredible learning opportunity, and I've grown so much, and I know all of my peers have also grown so much. So it's honestly like living the dream, and I don't want the semester to end.
Yeah. Now, speaking of CMC, it's the Contemporary Music Center, if I'm correct, based out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of the connection point between schools with music programs and then the production companies as well, and kind of is this one semester intensive experience where you just get to be hands-on with everything music related. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Gotcha. What school are you from then originally before you ended up working at CMC this year?
Yeah. I currently attend Bushnell University in Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, so like all the way West Coast. Are you originally from Oregon too?
Kind of. I was born in California, and then I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio for 6 years, and then I moved to Oregon when I was 13. So kind of all around. Gotcha.
Makes sense. What made you want to go into college studying music? Because that's not a leap that everybody takes to try to actually go into not only something creative, but something that's kind of difficult to latch onto for a lot of people. How did music become your passion that you wanted to focus on?
That's a great question. I've been singing my whole life. I've always kind of had stage fright though. So I, growing up, did not really think I wanted to do music at all. Because it's kind of terrifying. But my last few years of high school, I kind of went out of my comfort zone and started performing in front of people. And there were certain experiences where I started playing my original music for people, and it got more positive feedback than I had anticipated. And so, that kind of gave me a little bit of hope for maybe this could be something that I want to do. I've never been very good at the academic side of school. I love learning, but it's kind of difficult for me. But music has always kind of been what I like to do naturally. So I kind of like my last year of high school. I was like, it's kind of a risky career. It's scary. It's terrifying. But it's what I'm most passionate about out of anything. So
No, that's wonderful. Now, I know you mentioned that in high school, that's when you started introducing people to your original work. But if that's when you started, that means you'd had original work before then, I'm sure. So when did your love of music go from just loving and playing it to creating it yourself? When did that start?
I think I started writing songs around the time I started learning how to play guitar. So when I was 13, I think, right? Like when I moved to Eugene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How did you even pick up guitar then? Was that something that your parents suggested to you? Was it your desire to want to try it? How did that start?
Well, so I originally started playing piano when I was little.
Been there.
But my dad, when we moved, he usually had his guitar kind of like packed away in the house in Cincinnati, but when we moved to Oregon, the guitar was kind of out, and I was like, I might start playing. And my fingers hurt a lot, but I started learning, and yeah, I don't know. My dad taught me a little bit, but yeah, it was kind of, I wanted to learn it myself.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Did you take lessons, or did you learn on your own how to play guitar?
I started learning on my own.
Wow.
I'm not really good at taking lessons. I'm terrible at consistently practicing.
Sure.
But I've taken guitar lessons like a couple of times.
Yeah, no, but that's pretty impressive that it's your own drive that made you want to continue learning, though. Like that's a big leap. I feel like a lot of people don't make, where it's something you're interested in, but they need that outside force. But you clearly don't if you ended up teaching yourself. That's awesome. What was your kind of, all right, let me more specifically, what is your wheelhouse? What's your genre that you enjoy getting to play with guitar?
I'd say my genre is more like singer-songwriter, acoustic. Okay. Yeah, acoustic vibes.
Nice. If you had to compare yourself to an artist with like a similar style, who would you compare it to? Don't be humble. You can say whoever you want here.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I would personally compare myself to any artist, but a lot of people around me compare me to Lizzie McAlpine.
Okay. So. Gotcha. No, that makes sense. I like it. Now, if I remember correctly, you are going to play something for us eventually at the end of the interview, which is great. But for a lot of people that are kind of at that bridge of, they want to, either they have music that they made personally, but they haven't shared it with anybody, or maybe they're looking to take that first step into creating their own music. How do you kind of get over that hurdle or that nervousness, like you talked about at the beginning of the interview?
I would say there are always going to be nerves, and you kind of just have to push through the nerves. You're never going to be able to play without being nervous until you try and do it over and over and over again. And you learn to listen to the voices that are important, and you learn to ignore the voices that are irrelevant and are hindering you from doing what you love. So, just being discerning about who you listen to and who you decide to share your talent with. But,
Gotcha. That makes sense. Now, when you were in college at Bushnell, if I remember correctly, how did you then get connected with them to CMC?
So there's a faculty member at Bushnell who actually attended CMC like the very first semester, 20 something years ago.
Okay.
So our school already kind of had a partnership with them, and I had a friend from last semester who went to CMC, and she really loved it, and so I was like, what the heck, why am I not doing this? So yeah.
Gotcha. Has it kind of been hard to transition from Eugene to, you're in Nashville 24/7, I assume, the whole semester? How is that transition going from kind of a normal school setting to a fully centered on music school environment?
It's been so awesome. Like I said before, I'm not always the best at the academic side of things. And so at Bushnell, I kind of like struggle with getting all my gen ed classes and doing all the classes that I don't actually want to do. But at CMC, you literally are just doing music the whole time.
Gotcha.
And so it's like, it's just exactly what I've been wanting to do the whole time. So yeah, it's been awesome. There are parts of it that are difficult and challenging, but yeah, it's been an incredible experience.
Gotcha. Now, I know that there's an artist track, a business track, a technical track, and a worship track, if I remember correctly. Which one of those four are you in?
I'm in the artist track.
That's what I figured. I was like, you walked in here with the guitar. I figured it would be the artist track. What is your schedule like? Is it just constant practice? Are you in jam sessions with other people? What does that kind of look like?
That's a great question. So throughout the semester, it changes a lot. The majority of our semester was, I don't even remember what we call it show weeks.
Okay.
So we'll have 7 weeks where your one homework assignment for the week on the artist track is you write a song and you record a demo and then you turn it in on Sunday night.
Wow.
And then throughout the week before Thursday is our show.
Okay.
So before Thursday, you have to form a band. ask people to play different instruments for your song, and then you rehearse every night. And that means that you also could be asked to be in someone else's song too, not just your own. So depending on how much you're willing to commit to, there are a lot of hours of rehearsals during show weeks. And then we have pre-production, which is what the season that we just exited. That is a little bit more difficult to explain. It's pretty much just tour prep.
Okay.
Everyone has a different role, so it looks different for different people. But yeah, we had 2 or 3 weeks of preparing for this. And now we are on tour.
Nice.
So,
Very nice. Now, for the first 7 weeks of getting to create music, is that easier or harder having to consistently, like, there's a deadline for when you have to create music? Does that put like pressure on you as a creator?
It is so hard. That was probably the most difficult part of this whole semester, was having to like be creative even when I like wasn't feeling it, because normally when I'm at home I like write when I want to write. So but yeah, you have to write every single week whether you're feeling creative or not. And it's really difficult, but it's also really good for you as an artist, because in the music industry that's kind of what you have to do. So it's really a good experience.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What kind of instruments do you like to put into your music? I know you mentioned that you get to ask other people with musical talents to join. What's kind of your wheelhouse that you enjoy getting to get people together and play?
I feel like it just depends on like the vibe of the song, but for most of the songs this semester I usually played acoustic guitar. And then there'd be always a bass player. I love bass. Always some kind of percussion, usually drums. Pretty much every time it was drums. And then someone on keys. For one of the songs, I kind of branched out and tried to do a folk song. And so I had a friend play banjo. That was really fun. But yeah, it just depends on the like genre of your song and what you're feeling for your song that week.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Do your instructors kind of direct you to a certain genre, or do you have like total freedom in what you get to create?
Yeah, genre-wise, you have the freedom to create whichever genre you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you get a pretty wide range then on show nights on Thursdays of what people are creating?
Yeah, I'd say there's a pretty decent range.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, for those 2 or 3 weeks of, I guess you mentioned pre-production before you went on tour, from your side, what was your kind of part in preparing for this tour that you guys have been on?
Yeah. Okay. Let me try to remember my roles. I know I had a couple roles. My main role was I was assistant vocal producer.
Okay.
Yeah, I helped one of my friends record all of the vocals that are going to be in our tracks.
Okay.
During tour. So we recorded a safety vocal for everyone just in case someone got sick while they were on tour and you had to lip sync. So we had a safety vocal recorded. Thankfully, we haven't really had to use that yet.
Yes.
We recorded leads and doubles for people's vocals, and we recorded harmonies, and had to do a lot of vocal editing. I was mostly moral support, so I can't take much credit, but yeah, that was my main job. And then I'm in the rhythm section, which is just like the instrumentation in the background. So I'm playing bass on one of the songs. So I also had to rehearse with the band on the song that I'm playing. And I think those were my main roles for pre-production.
Nice. How many songs are you going to be part of on tour? Are you part of every single piece that's being played? Okay.
No,
gotcha.
definitely not. I'm in my 2 songs, obviously, and then I'm playing bass on one song, and then I'm singing background vocals on another song. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. How big is the show total? Like how many songs? What's the set list that we got?
Yeah, I think we have, it changed a little bit recently, but I think we have somewhere between 13 and 16 songs.
Man, that's a long performance.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So basically you're saying people should show up because there's plenty of good music that's there.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
How many more stops do you have on tour besides Taylor? And I know you said you're in Illinois last week. How many other stops do you have?
We have 2 more tomorrow and the day after.
Oh, man. So it's like back to back to back.
Yeah.
That is quick. That is
Yeah.
a fast turnaround. Is that pretty hard to have to go day after day to keep performing? I know you're only on day 2, but still.
Yeah, it's a little bit exhausting, but like it's what I love and what we all want to do. So, yeah, it builds a lot of camaraderie.
Yeah, no,
But
I'm sure.
yeah, it's definitely difficult in certain ways.
Yeah. What is kind of the difference between if I'm just in a basement with an audio recorder and a piano versus an actual team putting together a song? What is the difference kind of in the jump in quality and what people, the more roles that have to get added to that?
I feel like the difference is huge. I came from, doing that in my basement recording. You have to learn a lot. You have to learn how to collaborate with people. People have different opinions on different things, so coming to compromise is really important. And then, adding more and more pieces makes the show so much more awesome and full, but it also adds more complications, so more fail points.
Sure.
But it's super cool watching the show kind of come together and all the different parts, and everyone has their own roles, so it's like a big group project. Yeah,
it sounds like it. Where do you get your inspiration from when it comes to creating music? Because I know you mentioned it can be hard to be on a deadline constantly, like consistently making new songs. So how do you keep getting inspired even through all of the challenges that the program has brought?
Yeah, I feel like for me personally, I resonate more with the lyrical side of music. So I use music as a way of processing like my emotions and my life experiences. So honestly, just like living life, having new experiences. I always like want to write a new song about something new that I experience. Or if I'm going through something, I like to process it by writing about it. And yeah, that's where I'd say I'd get my inspiration from.
Yeah, that seems like it's just become a really powerful outlet in that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What are 3 artists that you're listening to right now? What are you into right now? What's playing in your Spotify or Apple Music this month?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard because I feel like I've just been listening to like my peers' music so much.
You can say that. You can say that.
Okay, yeah, like my peers, all of my peers. I've been listening to all of their songs on repeat. They're the songs that are in my head. I love them all. So, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I'm sure it's different because you've gotten to see the whole process of how all those songs have been made too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anywhere that people can find your music or some of your peers' music as of right now?
I know some of my peers have music out on streaming platforms. But I don't know if a lot of us do. I think a lot of us are planning to have music out on streaming platforms after the semester is over.
Okay.
But I sadly do not have any music out on streaming platforms.
Yet. There we go.
Yet. But I have social medias.
Nice. Yeah. Where could people follow you to find your musical journey then?
So I have a stage name. It's kind of hard to spell.
Okay.
It's Alatheia. Alatheia Music.
Okay, gotcha.
So
is that the name you're going under on tour then as well?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Very cool. So speaking of music, I know that which is what we've been talking about for the last 15 minutes. I know you also have a song that you're going to perform live on air for us as well. Could you tell us a little bit about the piece that you've chosen?
Yes. So the piece I've chosen is one of my tour songs.
Okay.
That I'll be performing tonight. It's called Sunrise. It's about the guilt of being an older sister and leaving your younger siblings behind when you graduate and leave the house and dealing with that guilt and what that looks like. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, with that introduction, if I could ask if we could hear the song at that point.
Yes.
Awesome. That would be great. Well, by Karis Price from Alatheia Music, this is Sunrise. And I'll stop talking so you can take it away.
Alrighty. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there for you. I'm sorry that I let you down. I'm sorry that I flew away when you needed me the most right now. I try to be strong, but it's all fake. You look up to me, but I look away. What kind of person am I? But I pray for you every day and all the time. And you're the proudest thing that I call mine. I'm homesick for a home that doesn't exist anymore. And I left you in the wreckage we went through, with a dead key and a purple door. And we're watching the sun fall under the same sky, but maybe someday we'll see the sunrise. The sunrise. I miss living under the same roof. I even miss our fights. I wish I could be a better sister. I wish I could make it right. I try to hold on, but I'm letting go. Just say it already that you told me so. What kind of person am I? But God's holding you right now, and I can't be. And I miss you more than you'll ever see. I'm homesick for a home that doesn't exist anymore. And I left you in the wreckage we went through, with a dead key and a purple door. And we're watching the sun fall under the same sky, and all I can do is replay our goodbye. But maybe someday we'll see the sunrise. The sunrise.
And that was Sunrise by Karis Price from Alatheia Music. I'm getting emotional over here. Oh my goodness. We're watching the same sun under the same sky. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your talent with us. It was gorgeous.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Now, last question before we'll wrap up, because I don't think we're going to get a better ending than that. But where did the inspiration for that song come from?
It came from my little sisters, just conversations I had with my little sisters and missing them while being in Nashville. And just, I don't know. I feel like the universal feeling of being an older sibling and moving away from your younger siblings and feeling like you're abandoning them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I don't think there's anything that I'm going to say that is going to top everything you just said. Thank you so much, Karis, for coming on to the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Very, very happy to have you. That was Sunrise by Karis Price of Alatheia Music. Am I saying that right?
Alatheia. Yeah.
Alatheia.
Same thing.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Alatheia Music. Karis Price, Sunrise. You do not want to miss this as she goes on the rest of her tour with the CMC program as well. You can catch them tonight here at Taylor University, where you get to hear Sunrise and the many other artists that have come to Taylor University. It is one thing you're not going to want to miss. But for WTUR, I'm Caleb Joshua Heffron here on The Source. Karis, thank you so much again for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. We will see you guys next time for another WTUR exclusive interview. Have a wonderful night. Karis, have a wonderful night. And don't miss Sunrise tonight here at Taylor University.